Hey guys, so as you may have noticed from the montage of me taking off the books, or from the title of the video, which is Nora Roberts' Bookshelf Tour, I'm going to be talking to you about my extensive collection of Nora Roberts. I also want to have a little chat about that before I show you the books. See, a couple of weeks ago I was watching my YouTube videos. I'm always hopelessly behind, but somebody, and I can't remember who, if it was you, please link it down below, but somebody was talking about Guilty Pleasures Nora Roberts books. And I feel like, guilty pleasure or not, Nora Roberts writes really well. Yeah, she turns out a bunch of books, but she does it well. She doesn't turn out books that are terrible. Of course, every author has a bad book or two, but for the most part, I have enjoyed all of the books I've read from her, and she does a magnificent job of pulling you out of reality and into her books, which is exactly why we want to read. So I know that these are mostly mass markets, but they're good books, and I probably purchased them at Walmart, or the person who gave them to me probably purchased them at Walmart. So that's kind of what you get. But with all that being said, let's get into looking at the massive amount of Nora Roberts books that I own. So, as you probably know, most of Nora Roberts' books have romance woven throughout them, whether or not they are considered to be romance. But the bulk, at least of her early works, were romance or are romance. So, I have a whole bunch of books in here that are most definitely defined as romance. And the publisher has helpfully given us these little cues right here. So the romance books all say romance on them, which is really helpful. And I'm going to just tell you the name of the book, and I have a lot of them that have multiple books in it. I have collections, so I'll just tell you which books are in each. Some of them do still have the stickers on it. A family friend was moving last year, and she gave me a huge box full of Nora Roberts books, and she had left the stickers on most of them, and now they're just kind of stuck. So I haven't been able to get a lot of them off. So that's why. First off, we have Going Home. This is Unfinished Business, Island of Flowers, and Mind Over Matter. It's just three of her short romance books. We have Summer Pleasures, which is two of her books. It's Second Nature and One Summer. We have Born in Fire, which is actually part of a trilogy, and this is the only book in the trilogy I have, so I have not read it. We have Winner Takes All, which is, again, a double. It's Rules of the Game and The Name of the Game. Then this one is billed as romance, but it also has a lot of fantasy aspects. It's Moon Shadows, and this is legitimately Nora Roberts, Jill Gregory, Ruth Ryan Langan, and Marion Willman. It's a book of short stories, and it's one of my favorite books that she's done. There's werewolves and sorceresses, and it's really, really good, and I enjoyed every short story in here. We also have Reunion, which is Once More with Feeling and Treasures Lost, Treasures Found. We have From This Day, Less of a Stranger, Irish Rebel, Engaging the Enemy, which is another double book. It's A Will and a Way and Boundary Lines. And then we've got the Night Tales set, which is Night Shield, Night Moves, Night Shade, Night Smoke, and Night Shift, Night Shadow. So I haven't read this set yet. I'd been looking for them, and then Regina gave them to me, and then Regina passed away. So I haven't picked them up as of yet. We also have Blythe Images, Sullivan's Woman, and Truly Madly Manhattan. Then we've got the set. She likes to do sets of family stories. So this next set is the Stanislansky family, we've got Considering Kate, the Stanislavski sisters, Natasha and Rachel, and the Stanislavski brothers, Mikhail and Alex. Then we've got a trilogy called The Stars of Mithra, Secret Star, Captive Star, and Hidden Star. Then we have the McGregor family. So these are not in the correct order, by the way, but The Perfect Neighbor, the McGregors, Daniel and Ian, Serena and Kane, and Alan and Grant. And then I've got the McCade brothers, Rafe and Jared, and Devin and Shane. Each of them has their own book in these big floppies. I love the floppies, don't you? All right. And then I've got a bunch of these big ones. This is O'Hurley's Return and Born O'Hurley. Then we have Love by Design, which contains Loving Jack and Best Laid Plans. Mysterious, which is Search for Love, The Magic Moment, and The Right Path. And this magic moment is actually one of my favorite romance books that she has written. So there's that. Suspicious contains Partners, The Art of Deception, and Night Moves. Dangerous contains Risky Business, Storm Warning, and The Welcoming. This is Rules of Play, which has Opposites Attract and The Heart's Victory. And then this one is Going Home, which contains Unfinished Business, Island of Flowers, and Mind Over Matter. We also have the Cordina books. I've only got Cordina's Royal Family, which contains Affair Royale, Command Performance, and The Playboy Prince. Then I also have Cordina's Crown Jewel. I haven't read all of the Cordina books, but I did read Cordina's Crown Jewel, and I enjoyed it. And that is all of the straight up romance Nora Roberts that I have. This one is a historical Nora Roberts entitled Lawless. And then the rest of what I have is her novels and her fantasy novels. And of course, all of them have romance in them. But I'm going to move the romance books out of the way and be right back to you with the rest of them. Okay, so first I'm going to show you my small special hardback editions. These are probably all ones that could be defined as romance as well, but they've got little mysterious aspects to them. This is Gabriel's Angel. A pregnant woman kind of gets stuck in the snow and gets rescued by an artist who has retreated to a cabin, and he falls in love with her and she becomes his muse while they are snowed into the cabin. But she's also got this aspect of her ex, who is really wealthy and abusive and nasty, coming after them. So it's kind of a suspenseful romance, I suppose. The Gift, which I don't remember much about. Oh, it's got Home for Christmas and All I Want for Christmas. This is another of the Christmas books. Those are definitely romance as well. But they have some mysterious aspects to them as you learn about the past for the families. First Impressions, which is, this one actually has the romance on the thing. And then Two of a Kind, which contains Impulse and The Best Mistake. Okay, so the little ones are definitely romance. I wasn't completely done with the romances yet. Okay, so now I am going to show you the novels that I have of hers. And again, most of them have romances in them. Like Honest Illusions, it is a world-renowned magician's daughter who has inherited his magical skills and his penchant for jewel thievery. And she meets a con artist. So, he's the escape artist who captures her heart, is the tagline. But there's a big mystery involved and secrets. And then we've got From the Heart, which includes Tonight and Always, A Matter of Choice, and Endings and Beginnings. And I don't remember much about any of those books. So, I think it's all like, Okay, the first one says, when a renowned anthropologist agreed to help a writer research his new novel, she wasn't prepared for the passion their collaboration would spark. So definitely romance, but it's about a writer and collaboration and all of that. And then the next one is smuggling ring traps a beautiful antiques dealer and a cop. And the final one is endings and beginnings. Television reporters try to protect themselves from professional rivalry. So I kind of remember them and I remember liking them. So the Villa, I don't remember it. I read it a long time ago, so I'll have to reread this, but it's a family drama. Heaven and Earth, again, I'm not sure. It's the second in the Three Sisters trilogy, and I don't think that I've actually read it, but it is a magical trilogy. It's a fantasy set. We've got True Betrayals, which is about a woman who thought her mother was dead, and she finds out years later that she's not dead, but she has just been living on a farm in Virginia. And so now this girl has to go and find out why her mom ran away, basically. Then we've got Hot Ice, which is another one of those kidnapping, mystery, suspenseful kind of romance books. And then I have Divine Evil. And this is a sculptor who goes home to Maryland and she is trying to um, she's trying to figure out why her dad died when she was a child. He died under mysterious circumstances, and there's evil going on. So she and the high school bad boy, who is now the sheriff, kind of team up and try to figure out what this evil is that's spreading through their town. And I really enjoyed this one. It has a lot of fantastical elements. I can't really call it magical realism because it is fantastical elements, but it feels very real while you're reading it. And I enjoyed it. All right. Then we have Charmed and Enchanted and Captivated and Entranced. And these are billed as romance, but I separated them out because they are fantasies. Some of the others have fantastical elements, but this is a family of witches and how they fall in love with non-magical people and how they choose to reveal their powers and all the things that happen, etc., etc. All right, then we have the Circle trilogy. This is most definitely fantasy. This is Morgan's Cross, Dance of the Gods, and then Book Through His Valley of Silence. And this is a group of people who are asked to go into this other world and rescue it from evil that's trying to take it to total night and just take over the world. And so there is a vampire, his twin brother, who is a sorcerer who has come forward in time from ancient Ireland. The princess from the country being taken over, a warrior. I don't remember who the other one is. But anyway, these are amazing books. I picked them up right as soon as they got published. I read the first book and just couldn't resist picking up the others on first publication. So the next series is the Garden Trilogy, and this is not fantastical. This is paranormal. It's about a ghost and how this family ghost messes with the women living on an estate. So we've got Blue Dahlia, and we have Black Rose, and then we have Red Lily. And these are definitely romance novels, but they are more paranormal. We've got three single mothers. And this one comes to be the estate manager for this large estate in Tennessee. And this one is about the woman who owns that estate and who has started a gardening facility um, on her estate. And then this one is about her distant cousin who is pregnant and shows up at the house with nowhere to go. And they take her in, and it's about how this woman's ghost that runs around the estate affects all of them and their ability to raise their children, how it interacts with the children. It's a very well written and suspenseful trilogy, and the romance, while important, is not the hugest part of most of the story. And then the other trilogy that I have that's a fantasy based trilogy from her is the Key trilogy, and this is my favorite trilogy. I don't think it's quite as popular as the Garden trilogy, but this one is amazing, mainly because the three women that are the main characters have an amazing friendship, as do most of the women in her series. I mean, they're all well written. But this one in Key of Light is Mallory, who is an artist. This one, Key of Knowledge, is Dana, who is a librarian. And this one is Zoe, who is a single mom and a hairstylist. And they decide to, spoiler, they're going to open a business together that has a salon on the top level, an art studio, and a bookstore on the bottom levels, which is like my dream. So if any of you want to open a salon and an art gallery and let me run a bookstore and we'll just find a cool old house and do it, let me know, because I'm down. All right, and then I have a stack of hardcover novels for you. This video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but don't worry, this is my last stack, and I promise I'll be quick. I've got Midnight Bayou. She likes to write about Louisiana, Tennessee, the Deep South, and then she also likes to write about Irish roots. So we've got that. This is Three Fates. High Noon. I don't remember a whole lot about any of these. So this is Chesapeake Bay, and on the bottom, or I'm sorry, Chesapeake Blue, and on the bottom it says the newest Chesapeake Bay novel. I haven't read the Chesapeake Bay stuff. Then I've got Blue Smoke, Birthright, and Northern Lights. And that is the last of my Nora Roberts writing as Nora Roberts. I do have a stack of J.D. Robb books, and it's just right here. You can see it's Remember When, and then I've got Survivor in Death, Reunion in Death, Divided in Death, and Immortal in Death. This is my aunt and grandma read them and handed them to me, and I don't have all of them in the series, so I haven't started because I don't want to read book 1, then book 5, then you know what I'm saying. So until I can get all of them, I'm not going to start. And finally, if you have made it the last 20 minutes or so, I want to give you an opportunity. I have an extra copy of Divine Evil and an extra copy of Sullivan's Woman. So if any of you are interested in getting either a romance or a suspenseful, fantastical book by Nora Roberts, please let me know and I can send those on to you. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.